Hello, hello. It's Memento. And first of all, I want to thank the developers for allowing me to have a key to this game. I received this key for free through Keymailer. I am not receiving any payments, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. Now let's get on with the review. Like many before her, Lena mustered the courage to go abroad to work. Better wages, quicker income, a brighter future for her and her loved ones. At least, that's what she hopes for. She speaks the language a little. The family there promises to help. Someone knows someone, and things will work out somehow. It's just cleaning, after all. Clean Start is a game about moving to a new place, starting over, and doing what you need to in order to support those you love. It's a touching story that plays out through little snippets told at the beginning and end of each job you complete. The first job puts Lena in her new apartment, who I'm dressed as, which has fallen into disarray because of the sudden departure of the previous client due to deportation. And this is a theme that hits hard, especially given the current climate going on in America right now. And though I will never be a political channel, there are times when it's important to include these messages and speak up. What ICE has done and continues to do is abhorrent, and I will never support their actions. As a teacher, I've had many foreign students, and the idea that themselves or their families could go through such a trauma is horrifying. I apologize for getting political, and I do believe that there are times when a stance needs to be taken, and with a game with these sorts of themes, this was the time to speak on it. Now I will get back to my review of the game. The previous tenant was deported so suddenly she didn't even have time to pack her few possessions. It's here that you have your first choice in the game. While these choices do not outright change the scope of the story, they do have effects on future conversations with clients and other people that you encounter. In this case, you can choose whether to keep or discard the things that the previous tenant left behind. In both of my playthroughs, I could not bring myself to throw away her things, particularly the shirt, the photo, and the statue of St. Francis Cabrini, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. So the first level gives you a short tutorial, which you can easily click through if you've already played the game, or of course use it to its full potential. The highlights are the first mechanics of the game. This highlights the first mechanics of the game. Cobwebs require you to click on them until they disappear, and later on you do this with plants. You throw away the small and large trash and rearrange objects to your liking. There are tasks seen in the upper left corner that tell you how close you are to completing the room. You can also unlock secret tasks through exploration and inspecting various objects. The first level is a really solid tutorial level. It's low stress and allows you to get to know Lena a bit as she has her few belongings with her. You also get to know the previous tenant, Tamar, through what was left behind. Help wanted, cleaning lady. Urgent, small apartment, previously occupied by an elderly couple. The work can be tough, but the pay is fair. In the second level, we meet Mr. Anderson, who has just lost his father and needs help going through his things. It's a bit of an emotional level, but in a very melancholy sort of way. We're also introduced to two new mechanics of this level. The first one is dusting, which I did find to be a bit finicky at times. Most games with dusting or vacuuming mechanics don't require you to get the entire area, just hit a certain percentage before it auto-completes. In Clean Start, you actually have to get the full area, and I didn't have any issues on this level, but the next level this was a bit hard to do since you can't rotate the camera at all. I would suggest an autocomplete once you hit like 80% just to make it run a little smoother. The next mechanic is language-based. As I talked about before, Lena is an immigrant herself. While she seems to have a pretty solid grasp on the language, it's not perfect. Characters will occasionally say words she doesn't recognize, and while she can ask for clarity, there's usually one word they can't quite clarify for her. This ends up being one of your tasks for the clean. Mr. Anderson wants you to look out for sarlach, a word neither I nor Lena had any clue of the meaning of. So, in my time cleaning the space, I kept an eye out, inspecting each item I could, and eventually uncovering the meaning and having the chance to set aside items that fit what sarlach is. While there are several things that can go in that box that sets it aside, each will lead to different dialogue choices, which I think is a really nice touch, but I'll talk more on that in a moment. Time goes by, week after week, job after job, yet some encounters will stay with you much longer. In the third level, we meet Brenda, a woman who wants to help her sister out with cleaning the living room. What I really liked about this was how we got to know more about Lena's backstory. I think games where we learn more about the characters through snippets of dialogue and subtle storytelling are some of my favorites, and Clean Start does a really good job of this, and I found it quite heartwarming. This level gave me the most difficulty though with the cleaning mechanic on the walls. It did not work the best at the time, and moving between the two rooms did feel a bit tedious. Like I said previously, an 80% auto clean could help with that, and my suggestion for moving between rooms would be having a box to put things in. If I think about my real life and how I'm currently renovating, I had to get a ton of stuff out of my basement for the renovations. And instead of carrying each individual thing up the stairs, of course I packed them into bags and boxes to make it easier to carry. So having a box to put those plushies in or the blocks in and then unpacking them in the other room could be the perfect solution, and also one that fits with what we do in real life. While I did have some issues on this level, I also absolutely loved how the puzzle aspect came into play. The goal is to find things that Brenda's sister used to love, and to do this you need to inspect everything around you. Now, if you pick things that weren't her hobbies, you aren't penalized at all. In fact, you get sweet stories about other members of the family, like if you pick the camera. However, it was so satisfying to really study the room and go through each object to figure out which were the ones that she truly loved. All in all, these 3 levels have a great progression to them, lovely storytelling, and an amazing soundtrack that leaves you feeling at ease. I was actually sad when I finished what's currently out of the game because I wanted to do more. I wanted to learn about Lena's story and also just relax. The world can be so harsh, and a game like Clean Start can help take your mind off things. Despite the levels feeling repetitive in actions, the stories and scenery made each one stand out, and I have detailed memories of each specific section. I genuinely enjoyed this game, and I'm so happy I had the chance to play and review it. Currently, there is a free demo out on Steam with no set release date in place. I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you've been looking for a game similar to Unpacking, or even kind of a little to the left. It scratches that itch, and I think in the best way. Clean Start is a wonderful and cozy game that left me feeling relaxed and excited for what the future holds. So let me know, what did you think of this game after seeing all of the gameplay footage, after listening to me yap on, after hearing the music? What did you think? If you want to tell me, give this video a like, leave a nice little comment, or maybe even subscribe so that you know every time I upload a new video. I will be looking forward to continuing Lena's story in the future. And with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. Ready, steady, bye!